Hi everybody. Take my mic off mute. How's it going? I got my new computer on Friday. I'll just repeat what I just said to the ether. I got my new computer on Friday and I was building it all weekend. I had planned to stream something, just like a game or something with the new video card, just to test it out, but it took all weekend just to set everything up and install everything. And there's still stuff that's not finished installing, like music software and plugins and stuff, which is why I'm not continuing music production from last week, because yeah, all the music stuff's not installed yet. So I was going to finish, just do a little bit more on that introduction theme I wrote for the game last week, but since it's not quite set up yet, I'll just continue on. New week, new theme, programming. Back to programming. So yes, I have that memorized. Okay. So what should we do today? Yeah, so brand new computer, reset everything up, so let me know how everything works, if everything sounds okay. Okay. I thought I might not be able to stream because I was restricted to one monitor because my new video card doesn't accept DVI output. So I had to order in on Newegg a couple cable adapters to convert DisplayPort and HDMI to DVI, and I only got one of them, but that came at the last second, so that's why I'm able to stream today, because I have one extra monitor to my right. But the other one is still waiting, so I'm still waiting on that. So I only have two monitors, but that's fine. Okay, so programming. Trying to figure out what to do. I did most of the ending sequence. I don't want to go back and do that though. I'm going to do something a little random. I'm going to attempt to program in reflections. Reflections in the water. So when Graham walks in the water, he sees reflection. But first I have to set up a little priority. Maybe I'll do that after though. I'll just program in. Okay, so the way these scripts work is if something happens more than once, like in the game, if something can happen more than once, that is, if something happens in one room that can also happen in another room, you generally wouldn't rescript the whole thing in each room every time, because that takes up memory. You'd use what's called a region or a locale. Regions and locales have different capabilities. So here I have beach region and forest locale. Some extra scripts here. Mountain-based locale, fishing region. So these are all scripts that can take place in multiple screens. So the beach region, it'll execute this code and look for certain input based on all the screens that have beaches. And so some of those interactions would be, okay, so walking in the water, wading in, and then finally swimming. It looks for the control. I explained this in the first week, or the first couple of weeks of streaming, but it has, it checks to see if ego is on these control colors. Green, teal, maroon, and navy, which are already here. So here we don't have maroon, but we got navy and green, or teal, because this little pond isn't that deep. Although, I'm not sure. So he just kind of wades in this little lake here. Actually, should probably make that a little deeper in some spaces, but Graham's... See, this is one of those screens that I just traced over, the AGI original, so everything is actually smaller because Graham's sprite is bigger, which ended up making this lake pretty shallow. So I don't want to redraw it. Maybe there's a way I can make it deeper. But anyway, so that's what that region script does. And it also can handle parser events. So look, rock, palm tree, wave, water. And it prints the corresponding messages, which are stored in text files, which is a completely different resource right here. You usually have a text resource named after the room, like the same number as the room, and the picture. At least in SCI 0 you do, EGA SCI. And it records everything. Like, you see a wooden fence, you should do nothing with the fence. You see a small rock overgrown with grass and moss next to one of the towering trees. Okay, so these are all the parser responses so far for picture 2, which is this one. See the fence right there next to Grandma's house, so that's excuse me. That's handling all that. And so what other scripts do we have here? A locale is very similar, but it only handles a handle event. Regions can do handle events and do it methods. So the do it method and the handle event method. And custom scripts and things. Change states probably as well. Locales can only handle events. That's the difference between a locale and a region. Which means locales take up less memory, which was something Sierra specifically maintained to save on memory back in the day, because disk space and memory space was obviously a concern. Not anymore, but we're still operating within the limits of SCI, so that's the fun of it. We're gonna... I mean, I could make this game in AGS or something, but I don't want to do that. So, locales take up less memory and less space because they only do handle events or parser interactions, basically. Whereas regions can do, yeah, everything else. Everything that a normal room can do, basically. But when you don't want to repeat code in every single room that has a beach, you can use a region, which is what I've done there. So, I'm going to do another region for reflections, for screens where Graham's reflection will show in the water. Now we have a view of this already. If I've not, I don't think I copied it over yet, but it's in King's Quest 1 SCI. So I'm gonna have to open King's Quest 1 quickly. Actually. Open another instance of SCI Companion because I don't want to close my current one. And the reflection view is... what number is it? There it is. 75. Oh, that's a jumping animation. And that's a kneeling animation. Oh, here it is, 80. And then 81 is his standstill. Kind of standing on a angle there. Interesting. So we need 80 and 81. Do I have those already? We'll copy those 80 and 81. I can extract them. We'll leave that open in case I need it again. Import. Be in resources. We'll keep it the same. Gram reflection. Gram reflection stand or idle. So now we need a new region. So reflection region. And for the script number, I want 705. Blank script right now, but I'll copy just some data from this region. Reflect region. Where is our water reflect script? That's what I'm going to call it. Now this is set in game.sh, I believe. I'm going to define the reflect script as 705. Save it. Region. Water reflect region. I'm going to put. Oh, I should just call it reflect region. There we go. So now we've compiled it successfully. But I don't need any of this. This stuff is just for walking in water, which we already have. So we'll get rid of that. So we can use something else here. For handle events, we've said look reflection. You see your reflection in the water. Just for something. You can put some funny response in. Get reflection. You reach for it, but it slips through your grasp. Don't need any of this. Climb anything. You don't need to drink water. Okay. Reflection is not in the vocabulary, so let's add it. It is a noun. build, compile all. Let's compile all the scripts. I haven't used that yet. That's okay. Just some extraneous unfinished code there, which I don't need to worry about for now. Okay, so we don't need these instances either. What we do need is an instance of act, because we want it to be an actor so it can move around. Properties, view, 80. Let's make it 81. Want to init. Gram reflect, right? And we're gonna make I should get the help file. Hello, mediocre gamer. How are you? Good to see you. Setting up all my default stuff. Fine, thanks. I have 2 weeks off from work. Nice, congrats. What's the occasion? Want X. How do I reference the ego again? Could find that out in beach region. So, because in beach region, when you wade in the water, it creates little splashes around the eagle's feet. B. My first real holiday in 8 months or so. Well, congratulations, that should be nice. Just gonna chill and work on my apartment a bit. Sounds good. Water. That's what it is. Okay, so in brackets, gego view question mark, because we want to know what it is. X question mark. Gego y question mark. Right? That work? Doesn't like it. Forge is not a property or method on type act, isn't it? All the... Or position is what I should do. Position. Right? There we go. Yeah. That should happen. Okay, now to test this, we should go to room 9. And we've got to load the region. So set region. Can I do that all in one? Do more than one here. So 701 and reflect script. 701. What is water region? And locale 702. There we go. There we go. Shouldn't be using numbers. I probably just did that quick and never reset it back. That's why my keyboard drawer is a little noisy. I wonder if I can make that silent with oil or something. So it accepted 2 values for regions, so water region script, water reflect script. That's good. So it's initialized. Let's just see if it shows up anyway first. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Sound right at all. I'll have to fix the settings on that. Alright, so as soon as I entered, it did indeed draw reflection gram, but the positioning is a little off. And it obviously doesn't follow me everywhere because all I told it to do was draw it. And also it's an actor, so Graham can't walk past it. We gotta make it like so that nothing cares about where it is. That it's ignore actors flag. So what does that look like again? Ignore actors. Ignore control. Ignore actors. Okay. So we want to set ignore actors on this in the initial. I'm gonna make this like this. This way, Graham should be able to walk through it and anything. Actually, before I switch that, I'm just gonna make the music ad-lib instead of MT32 because that's not set up properly right now. to sound blast. Okay. There we go. Can't get any screw ups that way. There. And Graham can walk through it because it's ignoring actors. So first thing first, we need to get it to follow Graham. And we need it to line up properly. What if we come from the north? What does that look like? X coordinates are off. Alright. We need it to mimic Graham's every move. So, how would we do this? Well, we need to follow him everywhere first. So, now there's probably a couple ways we can do this. There's a way called follow. I believe there's a follow class. Yeah, there is. So if we reference this class, it'll automatically follow Eagle. Now that'll just trail behind him though. It won't walk where he's moving. Let me just look that up quick in the manual. We don't want follow, I don't think. We don't want follow. We need... Okay. This is what we'll do. Much? I'm not sure, but we gotta have it copy everything. So that's in the init method. In the do it method, we need to reflect. X ego X Y or what does that do? Set X. Oh, okay. Just use X and Y. What happens then? Okay, now we've got it following him. Perfectly, I might add. Realizing I'm gonna have to make some alternate sprites for when he's in the water. Waiting. Oh, it is... Just trying to see if he is perfectly aligned. Not quite, eh? Oh, yeah, he's pretty much perfectly aligned. So, now we have to make it follow his loop and cell view. So, let's try that. Set cell. Set loop. Oh, loop. Yeah, that should work. Not gonna work. I didn't put colons there. Simple as that. Won't be doing the reflection in the ocean because it's thicker water. It's usually more in motion. This will just be for the ponds and lakes and stuff. It is not copying. Okay, it's setting the loop. Oh, right. Okay, this is sort of working. There's no animation on the standing sprite, right? We're just having it copy the standing sprite right now, but we need to make it... Okay, so this does need to be a little bit more involved. Need to set a stopwalk. Stopwalk is going to be... Cloak and cloak stopped. Okay, so we need to do 80, 81. Oh, set motion, right? Set cycle, sorry. Set cycle stopwalk. Still doesn't like it. There we go. Let's try that. Not setting its motion to follow, so. Right now, it's just following his X and Y. I shouldn't have it copy the cell and loop. I should have it copy his motion. How can I do that? Figuring this out as I stream. Yeah, and just getting back used to the groove. I don't think I've ever attempted anything like this before, though, even when I was doing this quite a bit, so we're figuring this out together. When it does walk, what if we do set motion follow? Ego. Gotta use follow, okay. Okay, what happens then? Yet. Should add this at the end, actually. This stuff. Probably some simple way of doing this that I'm not... Oh, wait. Solitary values don't need to be enclosed in parentheses. So I don't need any of this right now. Okay. Okay, so it's following me, but it's not following me perfectly. That's kind of funny. Yeah, this is the cheaper. It's got to ignore control too. Okay. Actors and ignore control. No. Or CTL white. Won't get hung up on the control lines. I don't think I'm going to use this script anyway because, and it's not perfect. It's just got, this is when you want an NPC to follow you. That's what that will do. So we don't want that. Ah, some sweet Doom music. Actually, this is Duke Nukem. Close. I made this for a canceled Android port of Duke Nukem 3D, an official one that was being made. They contracted me to write a new title theme for it, so I called it Legacy of Grab Bags. Grab Bags, the title theme of Duke Nukem 3D, and put in all the different theme songs of Duke Nukem over the years, from 0 Hour to Duke Nukem 3D to what else? Duke Nukem Forever trailers from the past, and just made a big 5-minute remix medley of it all. But it was never released. It got canceled because Gearbox happened, and but they let me release it on YouTube and stuff anyway. A fun one to make. Anyway, so I'm not going to use follow because this is for NPCs to follow. I'm gonna have to get creative with this. I don't think there's a way to simply get it to copy your every move. Yeah, okay. So let's go back to this. I'm not sure if stopwalk is gonna be, if there's gonna be a point now, but alright, so if we come back here, there's that flicker that happens. I don't like that. He appears and then he gets, I mean, I don't suppose it's a huge deal. It'll only be reflected in the water, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that later, but maybe it would be worth it to look at AGI Studio here. Open King's Quest 3 and check out the reflection Gwydion has in the Manannan's Mirror. So that's Logic 2. So Alexander's view number is 0, obviously. So load view 0. Load view. I do want to check out the picture as well. Priority. In AGI, there's no control screen, it's just priority. So all the controlled walking boundaries and walk behinds are all in one image, which means there's less walk behinds possible because there's only 16 colors available. Looks like the walk boundaries here are in red. Or, sorry, blue. Navy. Oh, that's sweet. Too bad it got canceled. It sounded really good. Yeah, it was going to have Duke Nukem 3D and the 3 Sunstorm expansions. Well, Duke Nukem 3D Atomic, so the 4 episodes from the main game. And the 3 Sunstorm Interactive expansions, so Nuclear Winter, Duke It Out in DC, and Life's a Beach, the Caribbean vacation one. And then it was also going to have Time to Kill, not Time to Kill, the PlayStation one, Total Meltdown, Plug and Pray episode was going to be in it, and Duke Nukem 64. It was going to have all 5 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. It's going to be called the Hail to the King collection. It was only going to be on Android, and it was going to be run on the eDuke 32 source port. And yeah, it would have been great, but it didn't happen, sadly. So the coordinates there, with the red. What is the red? Everything's probably on numbers in AGI when it's decompiled, so there's no variable names. Said statements are all at the end of the script, I believe. Wow, there's a lot of them. Big. I'm not going to be able to track that down. Anyway, I'll try to jury-rig it another way. So, wherever ego X is, that's where Y is going to be. This script. Still flickering. I gotta solve that somehow. But I'll just figure that out some other time. Let's just get the thing walking for now. Copy its cell, its loop. You know what I'm also going to do is if ego view is equal to 0, gram reflect view is equal to 1. Ram reflect view 81. Doesn't like it at all. It's gotta be that works. Not changing the view. Oh. No, it's still not changing it. It's just ignoring that altogether. So we should do set view. Will that work? Doesn't know what set view is. gonna take a look at the actor class again, see what its properties are. First time here, love watching development streams and old Sierra stuff. Oh, welcome. So this is fun to see under the covers. What program are you using? What's your goal with this project? I'm using Phil Fortier's SCI Companion. I started this in 2006 with Brian Provinciano's SCI Studio and just left it. I did some work on it for years and then left it for even longer, and now I'm getting back to it again. And my goal is to recreate King's Quest II in the same style as Sierra's King's Quest I remake. So you'll have graphics that are EGA that look like this, but has mouse support and a parser and music support. So ad-lib, MT32, PC speaker, maybe some digital sound effects here and there. And so I'll be doing it entirely myself for the most part. A couple of people have helped out with some art and backgrounds, and a few more have offered to help, which I'm going to take them up on. Music's going to be done entirely by me, though, and the programming by me. And I'm kind of happy with how it's coming along. I trace over some AGI images, and then I completely redraw some other ones. So this is Grandma's Cottage. It's a complete redraw. The church here is a complete redraw. I drew this myself in SCI Studio / Companion, but it was sketched out for me by someone from the Infamous Adventures team who called himself Little Blue Smurf. I don't remember his real name. So he worked on the Space Quest II remake that I did some music for, and the King's Quest III remake by Infamous Adventures, and then I believe he also worked on Quest for Infamy and stuff like that. So he sketched out a couple screens for me for the church. And yeah. I'm using placeholder AGI graphics for scenes that I haven't finished yet. But it's coming along. I've programmed it all the way to the end of the game, and you can win the game now. And now I'm just going back and taking it one step at a time. So every week I'll do a focus on a different aspect. This week is programming or scripting. Next week will be art. So I'll do a background or animations or something. And the next week will be some music, and I'll work on some music. And then cycle back and forth. So hopefully that kind of thing is continually interesting for people. Right now I'm trying to program in Graham's water reflection in the water when he walks around screens with lakes and ponds in it. So here's what it looks like right now. You can see I have a reflection, but he's not contained in the water yet, and he's not animating when he walks, which is what I'm trying to iron out right now. So I'm trying to figure out why this isn't working. Duh. Print. What happens if I do that? Whoops. Good. Not checking it at all times. As soon as I hit the water, it checks it. That's interesting. Why does it do that? Oh, because I did it in the beach region script. That's why. This is not beach region script, it's water reflect script. Wow. Wow. That was probably screwing up a ton of stuff, because I copied and pasted the beach region script. Okay. Don't need that anymore. That's a pretty big bug I'm glad I stumbled across. Still not changing the view based on walking and standing. Maybe I should make it a prop instead. Even though it should be an actor. I just don't know how to handle its... See, when it's an actor, it's made to move. It's made to walk around the screen. You just have to get it to mimic. So how do I check if Graham is walking in a certain direction? Manual again. So if I don't know how to figure out, if I don't know how to do something, I just look it up. See if I can find some way to do it in the documentation, the SCI companion documentation here. I'll move my mic a little closer to me, I think. Okay. Now. Looking through Ego's methods and things right now. Maybe there's something that handles this. Or maybe there's something in Actor. Because it's based on Actor, right? Yeah, Ego is based on the class Actor. Lots of progress so far. Looks great. Good luck with the rest. What program was it again? SCI Companion. You can check it out at scicompanion.com. And yeah, it's a great tool, great program. It's pretty all-encompassing. It can create fonts, views, animations, pictures, backgrounds, scripts, obviously. And it's got very comprehensive documentation. It can make SCI 0 games, which means EGA parser with mouse support and music support. Or it can make SCI 1.1 games, which is like point-and-click games without parser, with a cursor, VGA graphics, digital sound, digital speech, so talkie speech, you can record your own speech. And yeah, those so games like King's Quest 1 SCI, Quest for Glory 1 EGA, Space Quest 3, Leisure Suit Larry 2 for the EGA side, and then games like Space Quest 5, King's Quest 6, Police Quest 1 VGA, Leisure Suit Larry 6, the low-res version. Yeah, and you can make both styles of games. When you say parser, you're referring to the open door commands? Yes, so typing commands on a keyboard, and they appear on the screen. Which is how I'm doing King's Quest 2 right now. You can see right here, I have a couple parser statements here. If said look, so if I type look, reflection, it'll print, you see a reflection in the water. So you gotta handle all of the possible input commands that a player might have. Or if you do the point and click version, you don't have to do that. You just have to handle what interaction happens on what object. So look, use, talk. Or you can add your own, even though it's a little bit more complicated. But you can add, like Space Quest has sniff, smell, and taste, the extra icons. Which it's possible to make your own, but... yeah, and there's template games that you can start from scratch with, and documentation. There's even a game called SCI Quest, which showcases, and it's open source. You can see the scripts bare. It shows how you can accomplish certain tasks in the game, and then you can test it to see how it works. So, and that's all on scicompanion.com. Yeah, it is very cool. It's a lot more limited than AGS, which is what modern point-and-click adventure games are made in nowadays. Obviously, it's limited to DOS, so you need DOSBox or ScumVM to play them. But it's fun to work within limitations, and it makes it a little bit more authentic for me. Just fun to mess with this stuff. So, I'm still trying to get this to match. Okay. Oh, thank you for following, Critical Buzz. Subscribing, thank you for subscribing. Wow. With Prime, thank you so much for your Prime sub. I appreciate it. That's sub number 2. We're growing. Give Prime. Yeah. I wonder if I can change the follow. I should check that out on Streamlabs to see if I can change the text to read like a parser. Give sub. With the bracket and everything. Thank you very much for joining us. I stream every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central Time. And as I said, every week is a different focus. So this is programming, next week's art, next week's music, and then back again. And I archive everything. The VODs are up on Twitch for as long as they'll be there, I guess, 60 days. But I also have a YouTube channel called Musically Inspired Gaming, where all of these videos are backed up. So there's 8 episodes up there right now. You can check out the past streams. Okay. Got to figure this out. So it's not. Yeah, I'm gonna try making it a prop instead. That means I gotta remove the stopwatch. And I don't need that either. Ignore control is not a prop. Okay, that's fine. What happens then? So now it's a prop. Now it can't move on its own, but it's constantly. Oh, there we go. Seems to only want to work when he's in the water, which is actually okay, but it's walking where I want it to now, and it's ignoring. The only thing is it's I'm gonna have to get fancy with some priority colors so that the reflection won't be drawn in front of that reflection of the rock, which is what I'm behind right now. This is really cool. This is progress. All right. May the 4th be with you all. Yes, may the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day. In the month of May. Cool. But I gotta figure out why it stops when it's on the grass. Okay, and when it it's not. Oh, Graham doesn't have the standing animation in the water. Interesting. When he's waiting, he doesn't have a stopping animation. Did I? Is that on purpose? Yeah, he doesn't have a standing still. What about King's Quest 1? Does he have it there? He doesn't have it in King's Quest 1 either, so I'm just gonna copy that. That's fine. So it's only doing this, okay, when Graham's ego. Maybe I should have it only be for 1. What's this? Okay, ego stop is view 1. So I should have it check if his view is 1, set to 81, otherwise set it to 80, right? I don't need to get too complicated. What does that do? Still not walking. Only in the water. Whoa. Right there, he's in between two control lines, I think. I'll have to fix that. As soon as he gets on the grass. We're getting close, we're getting close. So if G-Eagle's view is view 1, do the standing still sprite. Otherwise, if it's any other number than 1, actually, he might be wearing a cloak too, which in that case I'll have to change this for it to have a reflecting with the cloak on. Okay, we can make this an or. That's what we'll do. We'll do an or. If it's 1, or if it's 3, three, 4, 5. Actually, I'm not going to have it for 5. I'm going to make it disappear if he's 5. So 1, 3, or 4. Does that work? Expected an expression. I do or again. The syntax is a little different than in like C or C++ for handling conditional statements. Additional expressions. Doesn't have a switch, does it? There's no switch statement in SCI, is there? Yeah, there is. Yeah, let's do switch. Switch. G-ego. So if G ego is 0, gram reflect view 80. And 3 or 4. Zero. Do the same thing for. Actually, I'm not gonna have an else. Let's do that. 2. 4. That's not doing anything. All right. Why? It's ignoring it. Why? I gotta figure out why. Get rid of all this right now. Reflect view 81. Right? Not do it. I'm missing something. '81 is standing. Think about this. Oh, view. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Is this gonna work now? I'm testing G ego. I'm not testing what view it is. I gotta test the right. Okay, it's still only doing it when he's in the water. Doesn't make sense. I'm not going to set a view. Or let's set it to that. Let's see what happens. Don't know why it's only happening in the water. It must be because his view is changing. It's weird. opposite expression there. Need an init. Sorry, I missed a bunch of init question mark. Evil shadowgram. Stranger Things gram for the upside down. You need an init question mark, or did I miss it? The init is there, and it's right here. Is that what you're talking about? The reflection itself? I'm trying to get it to match the view of Ego, whether it's walking or standing. I tried making it an actor, and that didn't work. So I made it a prop, and I just made it to change coordinates based on wherever Ego is, and match his cell and loop at all times. I'm trying to get it to match his view as well. That's not working. So if Ego's view is 0, walking, do the reflected walking view. If he's number 1, standing, do the reflected standing view. And for some reason, this is only working when he's in the water. As soon as I'm in the water, it's fine. Even matches there, whether he's standing or not. As soon as I get out of the water, he stands still. Can't figure that out. Switch statement. You are checking for 0, 1. Yeah. It's testing whether the view is view 0, which is the walking animation, and view 1 is the standing animation. Am I wrong there? Can you look at how they did it in other SCI games, or phone up Scott Murphy? I can. Set forward or something. Or does SCI Companion use different code? No, you can decompile all Sierra games, SCI games. What's the call to animate it? There's no call to animate it. It's just matching the cell and the loop at all times. That's how I'm doing it, which is kind of cheating probably. It matches his coordinates and it matches his cell and his loop. The only difference here is matching the views, which is what I'm attempting. There's probably an easier way to do it. I don't know what it is though. But yeah, actually let's look at King's Quest 1. Let's see, because King's Quest 1 uses this reflection on the first couple screens here. What are they called? Vine, Ripple, Earn 2, Earn 1, Gate, Guard 2, Guard 1, Exit Castle, that's a script, Enter Castle is a script, and then we get a bunch of assembly code, which sucks. Can you see your reflection on this screen? Maybe you can't. Maybe it's only on this screen. Tree 1, tree, moat, turret, vine, bridge, ripple, earn. We're in the guts of the script. So it's view 80. It could be a region actually. I wonder if it's a region script. Water reg. Flash drowning. Okay, so this is the region script for water. What scripts does it use?
Don't have enough memory to view the hint book.
What is turret? Let's just look for the number 80. Okay, I know the reflection appears on this screen, and it is view 80. 80 and 81. It will be here somewhere. Some of these variables might be misnamed too, because the decompilation process is not perfect. Earn. G202, G267. That's it. Not, it must be a region. It must be a region script. Okay, region. Set region 605. Any locales? No locales. So 605. Moat. Here we go. Is it here? Ego reflect. There it is. It's a region. Global 101. What is Global 101? That'll be in the main script. Global 101. Doesn't say what it is. All conditional statements. Testing what Global 101 is. I want to find out what it gets set to. Because there's no labels on anything, it's hard to understand exactly what they do. Do it, and this is all in assembly too. That's so annoying. I can't read assembly to save my life right now. I just haven't looked into it. It doesn't work with my brain right now. I'd have to dedicate some time to really processing, figuring that out, and researching it, and I just haven't done it, so I don't know what it means. So, if Global 101 is greater or equal to 1, U80, yeah. So, self, set the loop to G-ego loop. The X to the X, set the cell to the cell, and the Y to the Y. What about the view? It's all probably here in assembly. Can't figure out what it does. It's all in assembly. Close range distance. Long range distance. If procedures number 12 is 1, you'll reflect hide. Adding, yeah, I don't need to add though for me. How do I do it? I probably don't need. XLY. Yep. Everything. It's just the view part, which is all in the do it method, and it's all assembly, and I can't read it. But I can see that the cell in the loop X and the Y are all being coded here. Tested on. And then right up here, the view itself. This code block here. It's setting the view based on ego somehow. I wish I could read all this. It's probably easy to figure out. Push integer, I guess that means 5 and 1. And whatever view is testing G-Eagle's view, I assume. Here it's hiding the view if it's out of view, and then showing it if he's walking on a, which I can do. I just don't know how it's testing the view. Oh, looks like Phil Fortier, the person who created SCI Companion, has a little article here on decompiling SCI. LDI, push I, push 0, push 1, push 2. These end up being simply being numerical values. LDI 3. A top cycles is just assign cycles 3. Okay, so the label G-Ego send, self, super. These are a little more involved since they may have multiple send parameters for a single send target. Somehow didn't know Phil made a SCI Companion. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Phil is making Cascadia Quest. And it looks very EGA, and he's making it in Unity, I think, but it's based on a lot of what he did in SCI, I believe, or he's pulling from SCI. Doing a lot of the same things anyway. Yeah, he started this way back after Brian abandoned SCI Studio. Years later, he created Companion. And then he left it for a few years and then came back and supported VGA SCI games. And now he's off making his own game. He also did the Snail Quest games, if I'm not mistaken, which are neat little short games. And they're on Steam for like $1 or something. You can check those out. I think that was him, right? Icefall Games is his game developer name. A lot of these values are actually hacks. If I can... So 80, whatever this is actually 128. If if I'm not mistaken. Nope. Oh yeah. -1 is FF. But I'm not dealing with that here. They're all push I. BNT. What's BNT? They're essentially ignored at this stage. They were taken into consideration in the control flow graph and just forward on to their only child. Okay. LDI. LDI 0. LDI 80. I've been looking forward to it. Snail Quest was great. Yeah, I like some of the things he's doing in Cascadia Quest too. Like, it's EGA, but it's in Unity, and he's got a parser, but he's got an autocomplete like on a cell phone. So he has all these words come up when you start typing, and then you can select one. So you could probably play this. I'm not sure which way he's going with this, but it's kind of like you could. It's like texting on a phone. You could play it on your phone, except it's a parser for a game, which is really cool. These can also be ignored at this stage. I'm reading part 4 of his article. Let's go to part 1. Parser innovation is crazy, yeah. Oh, he's evolving classic, retro adventure game design in interesting ways, for sure, that no one would bother with now, but it's just so cool. And I'm glad that he's doing it. Okay, I'm going to have to look into this later. For now, I'm going to try to... This is going to be, like I said, a deep dive in itself. So... Okay, can I test if Ego is walking? I'm pretty sure I can. Is walking? Is moving? Is that a thing? No, it's not. I thought there was a way to test if something was in motion. Jeremiah or Jay Frisbee, do you remember anything like that? Jeremiah and Jay Frisbee here are fellow SCI enthusiasts. I've been on the SCIprogramming.com forums for years. Right? You're who I'm talking about, right? I don't know your Twitch name, so I'm guessing. Motion. I'm just trying to look through the manual here to see if something... Is there something to test if something's in motion? Probably... Like, I would assume there was, but I guess there isn't. It's not called what I'm thinking it would be called. What I'm assuming it would be called. Okay, for whatever reason, this test of whatever Ego's view is not working. Can we test the stop walk? No, we can't. Okay, let me check out the actor class again. The Ego class. I just collect screenshots like a madman. Oh, nice. That's a nice library of screenshots from some great games. And kudos on the aspect ratio correction. You have my seal of approval on that. Try calling force update on the view. Here. How do I call that? Thanks again for the rarities a while back. No problem, no problem. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the tall pixel thing. Not totally sure. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be a command. It should just be like that. But it says unknown procedure. Oh no, solitaire. Oh. View. I didn't fix that. Okay, it is working. Let's check it. Nope. Good guess though. It only happens when I'm in the water. Why? Okay, I copied this from the beach region script, so is there still some leftover code here? Still referencing the beach region. No. Let's try force update on both of them. Right, because... No, 81 is the standing. Let's try that. Now it never draws the standing view. Okay. There we go. Now it never draws the standing view though. It's always the walking view. And then when we want to test for the standing view, that's all it does. Why? Look at that. For whatever reason, it thinks that this is not view 1. Until I get in the water, and it's definitely not view 1. Even the ankles, that works. See, everything's only happening in the water, in the control color. I must have some leftover code here somewhere. That. I was hoping Google would eventually show these games correctly in Google Images. Oh, well, that's a good way to do it. That's one of the reasons I didn't get that The Art of Point-and-Click Adventures book, the big hardcover book, because like most of the screenshots in there are not aspect corrected and drives me nuts. Some of them are, some of them aren't. They're just inconsistent about it. And being a book about the game's art and trying to portray it properly, I mean, it's a great effort from the people who designed the book, and I'm glad it exists, but I'm a lot less excited about getting my hands on it personally, because I'm such a stickler for tall pixels. It's only testing. What's weird is... Yeah, this is weird. This is so weird. Well, I could just get rid of the standing one entirely. Can you print out the value of GEagle View for debugging? Yeah, I could. Maybe it's not only 0 or 1. That's a brilliant idea. Let's do that. Event. Do it method. Let's see. Display. Is this how display works? I don't remember. Display. Controls. Display GUI. How do I do it to get it to... Does debug print work in SCI 0? I use that all the time in SCI 1.1. Actually, because this is based on the SCI Studio template and converted to SCI script, Studio Sierra script, it doesn't have debug print functionality. So I can't run the game in debug mode and have stuff appear down here. It won't work. I think it would, but because this is based on an ancient template game, I don't think it will. I think it might only be in SCI 1.1 too. I just looked it up in the manual and it's only coming up in the SCI 1.1 class library. And if I type it in, it's not a command that it recognizes at all. Add an else to your switch. I mean, that is a good idea to check what it is, though. If I do a handle event to ask what it is, if said ego. Print. F. This doesn't have printf. How do I get the format print? I know SCI 0 can do it. It doesn't have it. That's why I was going to use display, because display I know has it. Yep, maybe that's it. Yep. There's no entry on it in the documentation, but format print. Oh, okay. Would be D for digit, right? Oh, gotta close that. Okay. Left me responses. Come on, parser. It's right here. Okay, ego's 1. Ego is still 1. So it thinks that it's still 1. Probably is. I wonder how the stopwalk method works. Yeah, it works just like printf. Yeah, close print, yeah. So I'm walking and it's clearly view 0, but it still says it's view 1. That's why. And now it's 3, and now it's 1, and now it's 0. So when the ankle water sprite is drawn on top, it's 0. It's got to be the stopwalk function. That the stopwalk code sets the views for walking and standing still for an actor. Stopwalk. Stopwalk of forward. Here it is. Client view, v walking, v stopped. Oh, we can test. Oh no, it's setting the client's view right there. So it should be changing, but the game thinks it isn't. Fascinatingly confusing. Oh, is stopped. If client is stopped. Can we test that? What's that? Ego is stopped. Maybe we can do it that way. It's a flag. Question mark. So we do if. If it's true, if he stopped. Else gram reflect view 80. You probably don't need that anymore. Does that work? Fingers crossed. Yeah! I knew there must have been a way to test if it was in motion or not. But that's perfect. Bit of a delay, eh? When you stop, it takes another frame or so for the reflection to stop. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. It's a little slow. But it works. And it's built right into the stopwatch code, so that's perfect. Now, I gotta make alternate frames of animation for when he's in the water. Because right now he's just... Yeah. Now we gotta do the priority colors. So that he only appears in the water and nowhere else. That was fun figuring that out. Alright, priority. So, I'm gonna give it probably the lowest priority. Put a sprite in here. Set its priority to bands here. Blue? Color what? One. Now we gotta go to where it draws in the water. Explain what this shows. What we're looking at now, this is the walk behinds, basically. So anything, all these colors here in the priority bands are all the 16 colors of the EGA palette. The water reflection is probably the fanciest graphic effect in these games. Yeah, it was only in 2 screens. I'm gonna have it in a few more though. So each color represents a certain priority band number, where if anything is that color and above, it gets drawn on top. If it's below, it gets drawn behind whatever's that color. So that's how we can have walk behind trees and stuff. But they gotta appear in front of it at certain points, and then behind it at different points, depending on how high the sprite is drawn on the screen, which to the player looks like distance in the horizon. So that's what these lines are for. So anything from this line up is brown, and anything drawn brown will appear in front of anything behind it for sprites on the screen. The control area is nothing you see. It's not based on any of the visual aspects, but if some, you can, like for instance, these colors handle the water, and if Graham's sprite is touching this blue, he starts wading in the water onto his ankles, and if he touches green, he starts getting a little deeper up to his waist maybe. And that's all handled in the script. And the white lines are boundaries where he can't walk past. So that's what we're seeing here. I have to do some trickery. I'm going to paint the lake itself in a certain priority color. Or no, not the lake, but the land. So that this reflection only doesn't appear in front of it. It's not drawn on top of it, but the ego still can because it's such a low priority color. So we got to be a little creative here. I need everything to be priority, the land to be priority 2. Is there anything priority 2 on the screen? There is, there's these trees. But they are above the water, so it's fine. I can use priority color green. So when the draw commands here start for the shoreline, I'm gonna set the priority to 2. Turn that off for now. Actually, I don't want it there. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We can do that. What do we got so far? There's a rock there that needs to be drawn. See this. So everything green, the reflection is not going to be drawn on top of. I'm just trying to follow the draw commands properly. Uh-oh. This is so fascinating. My adult mind is finally connecting to my childhood wonderment of how these games were envisioned and created. Yes. Screwed up here. This is not efficient, but okay. I think I just have enough time to finish this before I go to work. Like I missed a flood fill here. There. Some of these I'm gonna have to do blue. But for now, if we test this, sure enough, that reflection is not appearing anywhere on the land. Ego will, because it's a really low priority. For instance, if we go default priority, switch this to ego. Fine. He'll be behind that. That's just not drawn in because it's not flooded filled yet. But if we do that, okay. Oh. There we go. So he's walking behind the trees, we can see. Just to reflect. On anywhere that is green. It'll only be in the water. Except up here. Which maybe I'll just have, well, no, he kind of needs to be drawn. Just if I set it to green now, everything... Here's where the green line is. Actually, I might have already screwed it up. Yeah, see, he's starting to be drawn underneath the water there. Well, that has got to be dark blue, except this tree is dark blue. Maybe I'll just set the horizon right here instead of way up here, so he can't walk that far. Little tricks you gotta watch out for. Or I can set his priority to be just one or even a couple less than what everything else is. Instead of just everything green. That's rough because I only have a few pixels. The green line again, right up to here. This will be tricky, but if we're careful, we can do this properly. Where are those green lines again? A little bit there in the... And that it's a problem. I'll just make this shoreline itchy eye. Blue instead. Right after that tree. Green. Oh, and I need that line as well to be blue. Coming along. This stuff can be green again, I think. That should turn it off there. Something else out. Oh, no. That's no good. Did you make the art for this? The background, I mean, yeah, for this screen I traced over the original, but I did some of the new shapes of the trees and tried to design it around Graham's size, although I didn't do a very good job because it's still based on the AGI placements of everything. Like this tree is original here, and the reflections in the water and stuff like that. I did all that, and the details on the trees, obviously the flowers. Otherwise, yeah, it's traced over. Here, I'll show you. King's Quest 2. Traced over that image. I took some liberties, tried to make the trees a little thicker. Especially that one in the middle. Tried to make the trees go a little higher. It looks more thickly wooded now than it does here, which looks like more like an open lake. This looks like a smaller pond. Nice pixeling. Thank you, the shadows look awesome. Well, that's a relief to hear. Tried to make some leaves break through. Like sun shining through breaks in the leaves on the trees and the shadows. The reflections used to be more like... let's find a beach scene here. It used to be more like this. Just kind of vague black lines and little ripples. But I figured I'd keep that for the ocean, but for the still calmer, more shallower water of the inland water areas should look a little more still. You should be able to see some vague outlines of the trees, like the colors and stuff. So I took that from King's Quest 1. That technique, those colors, those exact colors actually. So here we have, you can see on the over here, we have green and navy for the shaded grass part, and then for the sunlit grass part, we have cyan and navy, and then gray and blue for the tree, which kind of looks like a brown. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, where were we? I gotta fix this stupid priority issue. So I only have 2 colors to work with because it's so high on the screen. And I can't just say don't draw the reflection after a certain height because it will be drawn. Like, see if Graham is standing here, it's gonna be drawn. So that's a problem I'm going to have to figure out probably another day. But for now, I'm going to get rid of this that I had here. Up. That's good at least. Starts going a little under there, but default. What I can do is at the very end here, draw a line across. Priority right on the green priority line. Whoops. And I'll deal with the rest later somehow. Well, I could do blue from there on up. Oh, whoops, it escaped. I didn't do it over here. And that'll be fine for now. That looks like. Save, rebuild, test. It is not perfect up here, but down here, still not perfect because we haven't set the priority color yet in the script. So we want Graham's reflection to always be 1. Not mistaken. Or no, better yet, 0. 0. Yeah. Still not working. Why not? Need to force it to stay on priority 0. Is there a way to do that? Jeremiah, you watching? Still? Okay, I think I got it. I had to set the priority color. There we go. Look at that, guys. It's still a little, yeah, okay, so he's behind the tree, but I'm still being drawn in front of it on the reflection here. I can change that by using slightly higher priority numbers. So his priority is 1. So I'd set this color to like 2. Right? Or 3. There's ways to do it. But right now I'd call that a win. I'd call that success. And then when I'm not in the water or I'm below a certain line, so where would that be? I could stop drawing the reflection once it gets below Y147. Oh no, but it's only gonna be, okay. No. If I do below a certain threshold for just this one screen, it's in the region script. This is gonna be used in other screens with water in it, like Well, this one when it's finished. Or this one here. Right, that's going to use it, so... Yeah, I got a bit to do yet, but... For now, I'd call that a win. Successful end product. Oh, that's a glitch, I gotta fix that. Oh, it looks so good. I gotta make it so it's only the stuff that's solid blue and nothing else. It's like he's still being drawn in front of that little reflection of the land here when he's behind it. He shouldn't be. He's being drawn in front of the tree here when he shouldn't be. So all these colors I need to cut out. When I'm in front of the tree, I still want the reflection to be drawn, right? So this is going to take a lot of trickery. Making sure everything is just the right color, just the right setting. But it'll work. Behind big tree in upper right had the issue too. Yeah. Yeah, everything above here is going to be... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a neat trick. That's kind of creepy, actually. It looks like it's something from a horror movie, a horror game. Reflection in the water, but no person. Very well done, though. Thank you. Very cool to see all this. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Amazing 3D graphics. Exactly. 1991 style. Or 80s style, I guess. So this was a particularly advanced scripting thing we've created, and I'm glad we did it. So, awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining me. We'll do this again on Thursday, 9 a.m. Central, and maybe ironing this out a little bit, or making it work in another screen. We've done most of the legwork here now. It's just making sure each screen is painted with those priority colors so that the reflection isn't drawn everywhere. All right. Have a good day. Have a good Tuesday. See you next time.